thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is now 3:30 p.m. Central and 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and you have a live look at the beginning of what could quite possibly be one of the biggest tornado outbreaks of 2025. Currently, we do have 3 ongoing tornado warnings across portions of Missouri, the most concerning one being for the Potosi area, where we have a very classic and discreet looking supercell here just off to the south of St. Louis, and they actually just updated that tornado warning, and this is now a confirmed tornado. So again, if you're in this area, make sure you are seeking shelter immediately, away from windows, indoors, and in an interior room, because this is a very significant tornado. We already have a debris signature popping up on the correlation coefficient here near Floyd, and this just got even larger. Oh my goodness. So we now have a very strong tornado on the ground in Missouri. So if you're in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Again, this is a huge tornado here that is in portions of central Missouri County. So, excuse me, not Missouri County. This would be central portions of Jefferson County there. So again, if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. I'm going to go ahead and update the stream title and try to share this out with as many people as possible, because this is a very significant situation here, guys. So let me go ahead and update the stream title really quickly. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. Again, this is currently a strong and very destructive tornado that we have on the ground here northwest of Potosi. What's up, Bike Joan? Southwest Mississippi weather, just because this is a very similar setup and it takes place over a very similar area. It kind of works out in this favor. We can kind of use this for multiple different streams, and that's what we kind of been doing here. So just figured it would make the most sense to use the same thumbnail that still works without just creating a whole new one for no reason. But anyway, I'm going to go and create a community post here. Again, this is currently in east central Missouri. This is approaching Jefferson County, a very strong tornado about to cross Highway 185 northwest of Potosi near Laddie. If you're in this area, again, you need to make sure that you are running, not walking to your safe spot. I honestly would not be surprised if they push this up to a PDS tornado warning, because again, very significant tornado on the ground here. Very impressive view on the reflectivity as well. And we actually just got a brand new tornado warning issued for portions of Illinois. So this is for downtown Bloomington, as well as Randolph and Hayworth. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. We do have some broad rotation over the McLean area. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are seeking shelter, as this is a tornado-warned supercell now that kind of just popped out of our line of storms. It was embedded in that line, but it has since made its presence, and it is now a discrete supercell that is going to have the capability to produce a brief tornado over the next few minutes. But again, our major concern right now comes over Missouri. Give me just a second here, guys. Alrighty, so how's everybody doing today? What's up, Mr. Storm? Mayday, how's it going? Orcs. Yeah, very significant tornado on the ground here approaching DeSoto. So again, if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately, not in 5-10 minutes now, because this is the kind of tornado that's going to have the capability to throw debris potentially miles away from where the actual funnel cloud is. So you may be in Somerset and the tornado has, 30 minutes to get to you. There's the chance that if this thing becomes strong enough, which definitely looks possible in this kind of environment, that you could be dealing with a significant threat within the next, 10 minutes or so of that debris. So again, it's best to take precautions here properly and just get to your safe spot immediately. I will say rotation has been weakening on the most recent velocity scan here, but that's not a guarantee of anything, all right? The velocities are going to be kind of, messed up. They're going to be a little undershot due to the fact that we are very far away from the radar here. In this instance, we're about 50 miles away from where this actual tornado is. So the best way to spot this tornado on the radar is actually going to be that debris signature, and again, it continues to get larger and larger here as it approaches the Old Mines and Rabbitville area. So give me just a second here. Again, I'm going to go ahead and share this out with some friends and family. Alrighty. So again, if you're not aware, a high risk of severe weather, a 5 out of 5 on the Storm Prediction Center scale, has now been put in place for portions of the mid-Mississippi River Valley. This goes from sections of southern Arkansas all the way back into portions of southern Illinois. This was a huge shock to wake up to. Again, I really did not even think that this would probably go moderate by day 2, but it did end up doing that, and then again, somehow ended up with a day 1 high risk, and we now have a PDS tornado warning. So if you were in this area, again, you need to make sure that you are running, not walking to your safe spot. Again, a very significant and potentially violent tornado is currently on the ground. So again, if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. Again, your tornado right now is going to be located over Laddie. This is the first PDS tornado of the day, folks. And again, this is going to be approaching DeSoto and Somerset over the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. So again, if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. This looks like a very significant and potentially a very destructive tornado that we have on the ground right now. I will say there's a little bit of hope here. We do have a cell merger that's kind of developed on top of our supercell, so that could temporarily choke off our inflow and potentially try to kill this tornado. But again, you shouldn't expect that to happen. If you're in the polygon here, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately. Sam with the $2 donation. Lord protect these people. Absolutely. Again, we are in for a very, very long day of severe weather coverage. Again, not too often you see that 5 out of 5 high risk of severe weather get put in place for this area. The last time the state of Kentucky was under a high risk was nearly 15 years ago. So this is not something that happens too darn often in these areas. And again, a lot of folks out here, you know, they think, oh, I'm under a tornado warning. This happens all the time. We don't have to worry about too much. It's always a false alarm. This is a day where you are not going to want to do that, because almost every single supercell that has the capabilities to produce a tornado is going to have the chance to produce a strong and very damaging tornado. Again, that high risk of severe weather is something that's reserved for whenever we have, you know, catastrophic tornado outbreak potential on the board, and we certainly have that in play today. So again, please, 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 if you take nothing else away from the beginning of this stream, have multiple ways to receive alerts today, no matter where you are in the high, moderate, or enhanced risks, and be ready, because these tornadoes are going to be popping out left, right, and center across portions of the Mississippi River Valley today. So again, a very significant debris signature continuing to get larger, and there's not even a whole lot to pick up out here. So again, a very strong and potentially even a violent tornado is currently on the ground in Missouri. Oh my goodness, guys. Again, this is a huge tornado. This thing is very large. So again, if you are in Old Mines, Rabbitville, Cruise Mill, you got to run, not walk to your safe spot. Very significant tornado currently on the ground. Okay. Again, I'm trying to get some last-second shares out here for you guys so that we can get the most out of this stream, because, again, this is a day where it is almost vital that we end up trying to share this out with as many people as possible. So, again, if you know anybody out here in the mid-Mississippi Valley or anywhere in the Ohio Valley, even anywhere down into Dixie Alley, whether they're interested in weather or not, it is very important today that they're watching things as closely as possible. And, again, we're going to be here all evening, if necessary, giving you guys life-saving coverage no matter the area, right? We're going to be jumping from Missouri to Illinois to Indiana to Kentucky to Mississippi to Arkansas to Tennessee. We're going to be all over the place. This is going to be one of those days where we could be talking about a situation where, you know, we've got 10, 20, maybe even 25 tornado warnings at once. And again, a lot of those tornado warnings that we end up seeing today are going to be storms that are actively producing tornadoes. So people have to be prepared and they have to be ready for this situation. So again, the best way to do that is send this stream out to everybody. Because, again, this is going to be a very, very significant day of severe weather coverage here. And, again, we are going to try to save as many lives as possible because we have already seen so many disastrous tornadoes strike these particular areas over the past few weeks. We do not need any more problems. So our supercell near Bloomington is still somewhat embedded in our line of storms, but if it manages to become discrete, I think that we definitely could see a potential tornado get produced with this one. So, again, if you are in McLean County here, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning that is going out for portions of Missouri there. We do have a tornado warning storm in the Winona area. This area here, as we've discussed over the past few weeks many times, has horrible radar coverage, so we're really not able to see these tornado warning storms too well. So it's best practice that if you're under any of these tornado warnings, or even if you're really near any of them, you best be taking that proper precaution necessary, and again, seeking shelter, because that area is notoriously a horrible radar hole. We've had so many instances of unwarned tornadoes, underrated tornadoes, and just overall crazy severe weather events pop through southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. They go unwarned sometimes, so you really have to be watching out very closely today here in northeastern Arkansas and southeastern Missouri, because even though this area isn't particularly where we think we have the greatest threat for tornadoes today, that's going to come a little bit further off to the east in my opinion, this is going to be the area that has the hardest time receiving alerts, because this area again is a notoriously bad radar hole. We don't have a whole lot of chasers out here in Missouri, but we do have some, so again, it is very vital that you're paying attention to those few that we have and staying tuned into this live stream, because we're going to have those chasers pulled up on your feed. So we did just get a new tornado warning there issued for Clinton and Hayworth, Illinois. Another part of this line here is developing some broad rotation near Beeson. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and an interior room. Again, a very significant, not discreet, but a very significant thunderstorm that are capable of producing a tornado within the next few minutes. Again, we're very close to the radar right now, so it's kind of hard to see exactly what's going on, but I will say, if nothing else, expect some significant damaging winds with this. We are seeing multiple Boeing segments in this line of storms, so very intense potential there for damaging winds. And this area got battered earlier today as well by 70 to 80 mile an hour damaging winds. The Lincoln region has many folks still without power, trees down, roofs ripped off of houses, and this is just another bunch of damage to add onto that tally. So anyway, going back down to our PDS warned storm here near DeSoto. Again, this is a very significant tornado that we currently have on the ground. I will say, as of recent radar scans, the debris signature has been becoming less and less noticeable, so there is a good chance that this tornado has occluded, but either way, we still have debris fallout in this atmosphere here. So what's going to be happening is there are going to be pieces of people's homes, pieces of trees, pieces of shingles, stuff like that, falling out of the sky, maybe even shards of glass. So if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are staying undercover here, and again, preferably in a basement or in like a tornado shelter if you have one, but if you can't get to one, just make sure that you're getting into the middle of your house, away from windows, and on the lowest floor of a building. This tornado is no longer PDS, but it is still observed. So, is there anything popping out in front of the line? Please and thanks. So, as of right now, the line isn't totally developed yet compared to what it's going to be later tonight, but that is kind of the situation that we have with our Missouri storm here. It was just barely poking out ahead of the line, and again, the line kind of caught up with it, and as we said, that's what led to the destruction of this supercell. But we certainly could see this continue to produce a tornado and maybe produce another tornado if one has occluded here. So again, if you're in this area, we need you to stay in your safe spot. But yeah, we are going to see discrete supercells pop out ahead of the line today. The final run of the HRRR came out before the actual start of this event, and I will tell you guys, it's pretty nasty. This is the 18Z run here. If we take a look at things, we can see that we're going to get discrete supercells before the line develops into one, obviously, and that's where we're going to see a brief pickup in our significant tornado threat around from 3 to 5 p.m. here in this line of storms. But again, those discrete supercells that pop out ahead of the line are going to start to develop here very shortly. This is what the HRRR is saying the radar could look like at 4 p.m. And if this happens, this could be a huge mess for northern Mississippi. And we only get more and more of those as time goes on. I mean, look at this, guys. This is a ridiculous amount of discrete activity that we're forecasting there for around 6 p.m. across western portions of Tennessee. Now, there's always the chance that these cells are too widespread and they're not totally discrete, but you need to keep in mind, this is such a stacked environment that really the only thing that can kill a tornado produced by one of these supercells is a cell merger. So we really have to be on guard today and hope that those cell mergers do appear, and they're destructive ones, not constructive ones. But again, those discrete supercells will make their way through portions of Kentucky and southern Indiana as well, hence why the moderate risk of severe weather has been pushed so far off to the north here. However, that is also associated with a 45% hatched risk of damaging winds, as we are expecting a derecho event today. I mean, this is the radar at 7 p.m. based off of the HRRR model. Going all the way from Indiana back through Texas, we are going to have the potential for damaging winds of 60, potentially up to 80 miles an hour in the more intense areas in our line of storms. So again, a very large damaging wind event today, if nothing else. else, but again, we're already starting to see significant tornadoes, so there's honestly no doubt in mine or anybody else's mind at this point that we're going to end up seeing a bust out of this event, which is quite unfortunate because, again, there were fail modes, but unfortunately, those are starting to become less and less apparent as time goes on. Now, I will note here, again, our debris signature is gone, so this tornado has likely occluded for the time being, but we could definitely see this spin back up here any minute. So if you're in the Somerset or DeSoto areas, you need to make sure that you're staying in your safe spot. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning that's going out for north central portions of Arkansas. This is for the Mountain Home and Mountain View area. We did have an area of rotation with a lowering almost produced a tornado near Mountain Home earlier, but that did not end up happening. There is some broad rotation embedded in our line near Leslie and Marshall, so I would not be surprised if they add the tornado possible tag to this storm, but for right now, just one for some quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts. And we have another new severe thunderstorm warning all the way back up in Illinois. Like we said, guys, we are going all over the place today. That new severe thunderstorm warning in Illinois includes a large chunk of east central Illinois. This goes from Monticello back over towards Decatur, further north all the way through Champaign for the entirety of these supercells here that have managed to merge together, now producing some significant damaging winds, potentially up to 60 miles an hour there as well, some hail up to ping pong ball size. So if you're in that new severe thunderstorm warning, you need to make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Now, we do have a PDS tornado watch in effect here for portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley, mentioning the threat for several intense to violent tornadoes to be a potential. So again, if you're in this area today, we have the highest level of concern for you guys, and you need to make sure that you have multiple ways to receive alerts, and you know when the storms are going to hit, and you know where you're going to go when that happens, because the number one way that people are going to get hurt in a situation like this is unawareness. A lot of times people don't know what's about to happen, what's on their front doorstep, and what's not. It is vital today that they do. We'll get back to that in just a second, but we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning there for portions of northern Macoupin County and southwestern Illinois. This is for Palmyra and Verdon. If you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. Damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour and quarter-sized hail will both be a possibility. But again, we are talking about almost every discrete supercell that develops out ahead of our line going to have the potential there to produce a couple of strong tornadoes. And again, maybe even some violent tornadoes are going to be on the cards for today. There's really not a whole lot in this environment that's going to be killing these supercells. Again, other than destructive mergers and the line catching up to them. Again, a very stacked environment here today. I will say, again, I personally don't think that there is a necessary for a high-risk issuance by the Storm Prediction Center. But if they were going to do it, personally, I would push it a little bit further off to the northeast here. I'd do something like this, where it includes areas in western and potentially as far east as central Tennessee, because we are talking about so many discrete supercells being a possibility in portions of central Tennessee and central Kentucky later tonight. Again, guys, this is the area where we're expecting to have the greatest tornado threat for the entirety of the day. This is 7 p.m. Look at this. We are seeing discrete supercells, dozens of them, all the way from Evansville, Indiana, all the way back down to Jackson, Tennessee. Now, are some of those going to merge and potentially have that prevent them from producing tornadoes? Certainly. But you've got to keep in mind that no matter what today, we are going to see something. I mean, we've already seen something. We just saw that strong tornado in the DeSoto area, and again, we also had a very significant tornado near the Nevada-Iowa area today, or sorry, not Iowa, I was thinking Iowa, because Nevada-Iowa got hit last year, but Nevada-Missouri got impacted by a very significant tornado today, likely of EF2 plus intensity. We do have thousands of customers without power still in the Nevada area, so if you know anybody in this region, make sure to give them a call or text. Very significant tornado impact in Nevada this morning. So, our new update here from the Storm Prediction Center, the one that came out at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, not a whole lot of changes. Again, at the afternoon time update, we did have a huge extension of that moderate risk into portions of the Midwest due to that 45% hatch wind risk getting issued. But for the most part, this is a very similar outlook to what we were talking about a few hours ago. Again, that 30% hatch tornado risk in place for portions of the mid and lower Mississippi Valley from parts of southern Illinois back through southern Arkansas. You guys are in the main area of concern, and you need to make sure that you are hyper weather aware today, because we are talking about one of the more significant severe weather setups that I've seen in my time of forecasting for over 2 years now. So you need to make sure that you are ready for this, because again, some bad things are certainly coming. We already have discrete supercells firing in portions of northern Mississippi and southwest Tennessee, and these are certainly going to have the capabilities to produce a couple of tornadoes later. Right now, they are currently just some wind and hail makers, severe warnings, a lot of them coming out. Is chat frozen? Is it disabled? Got to make sure that things are working, because that definitely happens where it gets disabled. All right, we're good. So Again, a very significant environment out here for a strong tornado potential from northern Mississippi back into western Tennessee. A lot of those discrete supercells already starting to develop here. Again, that tornado watch, a PDS tornado watch in effect for these areas. So let's go back up to our tornado-producing storm in Missouri, or at least our storm that was previously producing a strong tornado. It is worth noting we do have some storm chasers out there today. We've got Storm Hunter Media and PA Storm Trackers, as well as many others that have given us permission to use their feeds for today to cover this extreme severe weather outbreak. So huge thank you to all of them. We just got a new tornado warning for sections of southwestern Tennessee for one of those supercells that we were literally just talking about. This is for Covington and Ripley. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. I'm just going to say, based off of the amount of instability in this environment, this could end up producing a very significant tornado. So we've really got to be hyper weather aware here. This just underwent a constructive merger as well. So very significant rotating supercell approaching Covington, Tennessee. So if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are ready, as well as areas surrounding like Ripley and Gates in southwestern Tennessee. Again, an area there that got hit by a very strong tornado just over 2 years ago now. So we do have a report of lime-sized hail associated with our line of severe thunderstorm/supercells in central Illinois. This is coming from the Latham area. We have reports of egg-sized hail from 2000 Avenue and Highway 121 in Latham at the intersection there. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows, because we are thinking that these storms are going to have the great capability to produce some large to very large hail. But anyway, again, our area of rotation certainly still associated with our severe thunderstorm there just south of Bloomington, Illinois. It's very broad at this point, very weak. But our focus here needs to remain on Missouri, all right? The storm is now down to radar indicated, but again, we've definitely still got some broad rotation in there. It's not super tight, and it's not super strong, but again, all it takes is this supercell tapping into that environment and overcoming these destructive cell mergers that we have in play, and this thing gets very intense. Your parents said you can't chase today? No! That's a rip. I know this was going to be like one of your best chase days of all time. I'm so sorry, dude. That's so sad. I will say I may end up doing a little bit of chasing down in Fort Southern Illinois later today. Perhaps. Not throwing out any guarantees yet, because, again, we're going to need to be back here doing severe weather coverage as well. But that is so sad. What is Hot Springs, Arkansas looking like? So the Hot Springs area, honestly, a lot of the activity is probably going to remain off to your east, but we do have a line of thunderstorms currently producing gusty winds up to 50 to 60 miles an hour. So if you're out there in Hot Springs, make sure that you are prepared for this. This is going to impact you within the next hour or so. If we do see some discrete supercells pop out ahead of that line, we could end up talking about a tornado threat for the Hot Springs area. So again, make sure that you are staying prepared and that you are staying tuned into the live stream here. Yeah, that's a huge rip, Levi. That is really upsetting, too, because, like, Western, I was literally just talking about this, Western/Central Tennessee is legitimately the bullseye target zone for today. That is so sad. Anyway, our tornado warning up in Illinois has been condensed. One of them has been. The southern one here for portions of McLean and DeWitt counties. Still in effect there north of Clinton. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. Our severe thunderstorm warning has now been upgraded as well to lime-sized hail and 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So if you're in this area, again, you need to make sure that you are getting away from windows and on the lowest floor possible, because this is a very significant line of supercells here, even if it's not producing a tornado at this time. Near the Empire area, so get ready for this. Again, this is going to be approaching Champaign-Urbana to the north, most likely, within the next hour or so. So anyway, how bad will Columbus get? Columbus, Ohio is mainly going to be talking about a significant damaging wind threat, and that would be later tonight. So you're in that enhanced risk of severe weather there, again, driven by a 30% hatched risk for damaging winds around 2 a.m. You can kind of expect that line to make its way through downtown Columbus. I will say flooding is going to be a huge issue, as these storms are going to be relatively slow moving. They're going to produce very heavy rainfall over the same areas for a long time. You are under a flood watch now. That's another thing that we haven't even talked about yet today, the flooding threat. One of the biggest flooding threats that we've ever seen here in recorded history for the mid-Mississippi Valley is in play. We have a moderate risk of flash flooding today, but tomorrow we have a high risk of flash flooding issued for portions of northeastern Arkansas, southeast Missouri, southeast Illinois, western Kentucky, and northwest Tennessee. We'll dive back into that in a second there, but we did just get a brand new tornado warning for Jackson, Tennessee. This is for some radar-indicated rotation with one of our little supercells that we've been talking about out here near Whiteville. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you're seeking shelter immediately. Again, this includes downtown Jackson, as well as Whiteville, all the way up to Milan, Tennessee. I think the next few days of severe weather and widespread flooding is going to hamper and increase risks to storm chasing. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a good few days of chasing out of these events upcoming, because after today, guys, we're not even close to done. Tomorrow, we have an enhanced risk of severe weather driven by a 10% hatch tornado risk for sections of the lower Mississippi Valley. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, tomorrow's environment looks very potent. I would not be shocked to see a moderate risk upgrade specifically for somewhere in eastern Arkansas. Again, it's currently not been issued, but it wouldn't shock me to see it. So, again, I want to keep talking about this, but these tornado warnings are coming out left, right, and center. We have a new tornado warning for the south side of downtown St. Louis. This is for Belleville and Columbia. If you're in this area, make sure that you're moving indoors, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible immediately. Again, seek shelter. Still got that rotation actually kind of tightening up there again, getting stronger near DeSoto. So, southwestern Illinois here, get ready, because this is coming in. Again, if this does continue, it will go in the general vicinity of Belleville, Illinois. So, get ready. Make sure that you're seeking shelter all the way out to Belleville. Okay, so anyway, as we were saying, significant flooding threat in play for the next couple of days, as this same area is going to end up seeing excessive rainfall to extreme proportions. Especially tomorrow. After tomorrow's event, I think that's where our flooding threat is going to kind of peak. Again, a day 2 high risk of flash flooding is in place for sections of the mid-Mississippi River Valley, so very significant stuff. Don't knock out today, though, for significant flooding threat, because it doesn't take multiple rounds. This one round is going to bring thunderstorms that are going to be producing very heavy rain to the same areas multiple times. So, again, portions of the Ohio Valley back down through the mid-Mississippi River Valley included in that moderate risk today, a 3 out of 4 risk on the excessive rainfall outlook scale. And then on Thursday here even, or on Friday I should say, another moderate risk in effect for sections of the, I guess you would kind of call this, what would you call this? The Central Plains back through the mid-Mississippi Valley there. And guys, that's not it. Saturday, another moderate risk of excessive rainfall in play. And even on Sunday, we've got ourselves a slight risk of excessive rainfall already issued for sections of Dixie Alley. So, again, we'll get back into that there in a second, but we do have another tornado warning just issued for northeastern McLean County. This is for Colfax and surrounding areas. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, this is northeast of Bloomington. Do I think this will be worse than March 14th through 15th? Personally, I don't. March 14th through 15th, you got to understand, was one of the biggest outbreaks that we've seen so far, if not the biggest of the decade. So you've got to kind of remember that just because every event doesn't compare to March 14th through 15th doesn't mean it's not significant. And again, I certainly could be wrong here, and we could end up saying something far worse than March 14th through 15th. I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional or anything. I'm just a 15-year-old kid that has been doing this for a couple of years now, and I think I have a decent knowledge. So, again, just stay weather aware out there. That's the moral of the story for the day. Again, we've somehow already been live here for almost half an hour, but we're just now getting started. Again, a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for West Plains and South Fork, an area that just got impacted by multiple rounds of significant severe thunderstorms. So if you're in this area, make sure that you're moving indoors. Again, this is also going to promote a great flooding threat. We already have a flash flood warning in effect for this area until looks like 9:15 p.m. tonight there. So if you're in this area, turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roadways. We also have flash flood warnings going all the way back over to the Arkansas-Oklahoma state line. So anyway, again, we're already up to 7 tornado warnings, all of them radar indicated at this time, but that certainly could change here. Again, we've already seen a PDS tornado warning, and we are just getting started here, guys. That was really the first tornado of today's event. Sure, we had the Nevada tornado earlier this morning, but I personally think that was a part of yesterday's event. I'd consider that a part of yesterday just because it was specifically the remnants from yesterday's event. But Either way, it doesn't really matter. Again, we are gearing up here for a very significant stretch of severe weather. So as we stated earlier, this line of storms up into portions of central Illinois is currently producing damaging winds of 70 to 80 miles an hour, and we do now have at least a few hundred customers without power there in the Clinton area. So again, if you are out here in this region, make sure you're moving indoors and away from windows, because trees down, power lines down, roof damage, it's all going to be in the cards here for today. Another thing, and I wish I didn't have to say this because it's 2025, you cannot park under an overpass. You can't do it. We are dealing with a situation where we're going to be dealing with the peak severe weather threat at rush hour for many of these locations. It's going to be kind of 5 to 7 p.m. for the peak tornado threat, and that is where everybody's traveling. So if you are under a tornado warning and you're on the interstate, on the highway, on a local street, it doesn't matter. Do not park under an overpass. The people behind you can't see you whenever you're driving in blinding rain conditions. So if you're just stopped there in the middle of the road, there is a good chance that they are going to run into you. Again, that message has been hammered throughout all of the weather community over the past several years, because originally it sounded like a good idea, and some meteorologists were heavily encouraging, parking under an overpass during a tornado warning. It is not safe. How you want to play it is you want to get off the interstate into the nearest substantial shelter. Again, anything, though, is going to be better than you stopping and parking under that overpass. Another thing that you can't do, if you're in a mobile home and you get a tornado warning or a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, you can't be in that mobile home because those things roll around so easily with even the slightest elevation of wind. So you've got to be very careful today. There are many different things that you need to make sure that you're avoiding doing whenever under a tornado warning, and today is no exception. Today is a great example of all those rules. So just, again, everything that we've prepared you for the past years, just take that all into effect today and use all of your knowledge to the best of your ability to make it through this event okay, because unfortunately, there's a good chance that not everybody's going to do that. There's a good chance that we do end up seeing fatalities and, significant injuries from today's event. But we need to focus on you. You need to make sure that you and your family and friends are staying safe out there today to the best of your ability. Again, I wish we could control what everybody does in a situation like this, but we can't. So some people aren't going to take that warning. Some people are going to go on their front porch and record the tornado because it's the Midwest, but you need to make sure that you're not one of the people doing that. But anyway, just had to kind of throw that out there. Again, we are starting a very, very long day of significant severe weather coverage here. If somebody would write me out a chat message, just the typical stuff about the rules in the chat, and donations are optional but greatly appreciated. That would help out so much because I would do it myself, but we don't have time to stop here and, write out a chat message for 2 minutes because we are getting tornado warnings every, 2 minutes here. So, again, very significant tornado outbreak on the cards for today. And we're already starting to see that take shape here. So, our tornado watch has now been, I guess it's not canceled yet. Yeah, it wouldn't be canceled yet. That's just a radar omega glitch. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning there for quarter-sized hail, damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour, and the tornado possible tag for portions of Ford, Livingston, and Iroquois counties in northeastern Illinois. So if you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors immediately. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning all the way back over in Alabama for ping-pong ball-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour west of Florence. Again, a lot of these discrete supercells are also going to have the potential to produce a tornado down here in northwestern Alabama and northeastern Mississippi, although not quite as great as the environment out here isn't quite as stacked. But you're still going to want to watch out here if you are in northern portions of Alabama or Mississippi today, because we definitely cannot rule out a couple of tornadoes in this region. But, again, that ping-pong ball size hail tag there, no joke. So if you're west of Florence, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows immediately. But anyway, again, right now, we don't have any more updates to bring you guys. Again, watching these southwestern Tennessee supercells so closely, ridiculously closely. Again, I don't like the look of this one near Covington. It is extremely discreet. It has taken advantage of all the mergers instead of letting them destroy it, and it is in a populated area. So if you're out here in Ripley, you need to make sure that you are running, not walking to your tornado safe spot, because we could have a tornado on the ground with that any minute once it decides to finally start to get its act really together there. Again, some of those discrete supercells also starting to get going across portions of Arkansas, the most notable one being near Brinkley right now. This little shower underwent a couple of mergers, and it's kind of developing there. Hey, Lucas with the $4.20 donation. Chaotic start for April so far. Yes, certainly. I understand, guys, that we are starting to enter severe weather season, but you have to understand the last time we had 2 high risks before April 3rd was years ago. So this is a very, very significant start to a year for severe weather. But thank you so much, Lucas, for the $4.20 donation there. Really do appreciate it. Again, guys, donations are optional, but the folks that do go above and beyond and click that donate button, thank you all so much. And again, if you do want to donate through PayPal, I'll go ahead and throw my my link out there for you guys. But again, donations are completely optional. We didn't have 2 high risks before April 3rd, I thought, because I checked earlier today. It was March 17th, and I thought the next day was after April 3rd. But either way, that's still 4 years ago. So, again, hyperactive start here. And the 2021 high risk was a huge bust as well. So, new tornado warning just issued for southeastern portions of McLean, northern DeWitt, and northern portions of, I believe this is, Piatt counties here in east central Illinois. So, if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and in an interior room. March 25th as well, okay. But yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not keeping up on the chat too much so far. We've just got a very long day ahead. William with the $10 donation. W. William down below in the chat. William is always here. He's always goated. He always drops a dono. Thank you so much, William. That is greatly appreciated. Everybody spam some W. Williams in the chat. Let them know that we love them. Again, we are gearing up for a very long day today. So I really do appreciate that, again, because we are going to try to do our best work possible here to help keep people safe. But I really do appreciate that $10 donation. Again, William is the GOAT, so spam those W. Williams down below in the chat. But, anyway. So... again, we're not going to focus too much on the engagement this stream because it doesn't really matter, how many likes are we on? Are people subscribing? The most important thing about today, and the thing that I care about, and I know a lot of you guys do as well, is keeping people safe. So we're going to make sure that we're doing that. We're not going to hammer home, like and subscribe every 5 minutes like we do sometimes. We're going to play this the best way possible, in my opinion, which is focus entirely on our severe weather threat. So, again, make sure to keep chat on topic at all times because this is a jam action-packed day. We're not going to have hardly any breaks in this event. Again, I'm going to take a little break myself just whenever I get impacted by the storm so that I end up having some time to get some footage. But outside of that, we are going to be live here for a good chunk of the evening time hours. I made sure to clear up my schedule and everything. So we should be good here. A new tornado warning just issued for Ironton, Missouri. This is just northeast of Centerville. Got some broad rotation there, so if you're in this area, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately. We also just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for portions of, where is that? That is all the way down here in Louisiana. So new severe thunderstorm warning there east of El Dorado, Arkansas for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. It also has the tornado possible tag on it. Again, this little bean here over Spearsville has managed to develop something that may resemble a hook echo shape there, so we'll watch out for this. Again, if you're in this area, make sure that you're moving indoors immediately. So, anyway, again, very significant tornado outbreak here on the cards. And we're already starting to see the dramatic impacts of that over in Missouri. Let me check social media here, actually. I'm sure that we've already got some damage reports coming in. So give me just a second. Alrighty. So, wow. There's a video of the tornado near Potosi however you pronounce that, the PDS tornado that we had earlier in Missouri, it was very large. That was a large cone tornado. That thing was huge. So again, I'm praying that everybody's doing okay out there. That is awful. That was a very large tornado. Again, we don't have permission to use that footage on stream, but that is insane. So, anyway, new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for north central Arkansas. This is for Batesville and Clinton. If you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors immediately. And another tornado warning for the West Plains area. If you're in this area, seek shelter. This is just east of Bakersfield, the area where we had our very significant EF3 tornado a few weeks ago with our March 14th event. Broad rotation, they're approaching Brandsville, Missouri. So seek shelter immediately in Brandsville. Let's go back to St. Louis here. Again, currently that storm has some broad rotation with it, but remember, this thing has a history of producing a very significant tornado. So we have to play this one really safe. If you are in Belleville or Waterloo or Columbia, make sure that you're getting to your safe spot. Very significant thunderstorm coming in there, if nothing else, with some hail and some wind. So our supercells in Illinois are starting to become a little bit more discreet, especially this southern one here. This is going to go near Gibson City and Paxton. We need to hope that this doesn't manage to continue the trend that it's on. Otherwise, there's a good chance that we see this one producing a tornado. Yeah, I mean, it was close to a wedge tornado. It was a very large cone, though. That thing was huge, though, nonetheless. That is by far the biggest tornado that we've seen so far today. So new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for Norman, Arkansas. Not Norman, Oklahoma. This is for some quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts. If you're included in this severe warning, make sure that you're moving indoors immediately. Alrighty. And a new tornado warning there coming out for that Arkansas supercell that we just mentioned earlier. So again, McCroy and Augusta, as well as Cotton Plant, make sure that you're seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. This is north of I-40. Again, we called out this supercell probably 15 minutes ago now, so you should be prepared. And again, make sure that you're getting to your safe spot in this area. Developing supercell capable of producing a tornado very soon. Okay. So Vincent's now live, so we'll give him a call in a few minutes after he gets his intro done and everything. Because this is going to be a day where we need to make sure that we have all eyes watching different areas so that we get the best out of our coverage here, because we are going to be watching, again, 15 different states at once, potentially. Which sounds crazy, but it's true. We got Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, even Michigan, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. I mean, this is a huge risk area. So, again, I mean, we're just getting started, and we already have almost 20 severe thunderstorm warnings at once. If it is significant enough, yes, Dub, we will be live in the late overnight hours for this event, but hopefully at that point it's mostly just a big-time damaging wind threat. Because I am going to have to get some sleep. Not only do I have school tomorrow, but again, we have to be very prepared for our severe weather event tomorrow. Again, like I said, I would not be shocked to see a 15% hatch tornado risk get put in place somewhere in Arkansas. It looks like we've got a big-time threat on the board for all hazards once again, potentially a couple of strong to very intense tornadoes. And then even into Friday here, another enhanced risk over the exact same area with potentially the exact same potential. And then after that, Saturday, another enhanced risk. It just doesn't end. And after that, Sunday, another slight risk. I mean, we've got one of the most active stretches of severe weather I've ever seen personally unfolding. Again, that day 4 enhanced risk, I'd really be on the lookout here. I'm expecting this to get upgraded to at least a moderate risk, potentially up to a high risk. This looks like a very significant event based off of soundings that I pulled so far. So, again, obviously we want to focus on today, tomorrow. We want to take this one thing at a time, but it is worth noting that after today, we are not even close to done. Not even close. So, again, the new run of the HRRR is just now starting to come in here, the 19Z. Still, it has those discrete supercells really growing in intensification there across the mid-Mississippi River Valley. Again, mainly across portions of eastern Arkansas and western Tennessee is where that greatest tornado threat is going to come into play. Wow. That is insane. Again, this is going to legitimately be a situation where we could have, 5, maybe even 10 tornadoes on the ground at the same time. The warning in eastern Arkansas is anticyclonic. Let's check it out. Yeah, I'm not the best at spotting anticyclonic rotation signatures, but that looks like one to me. I will note, strong anticyclonic tornado is on our 2025 weather bingo card. So, again, hopefully we don't end up seeing that here, but there's a good chance. I'll say that much. Again, I am praying that we end up seeing a bust out of this event today. I really am. Because obviously we don't want to see people get hurt. We don't want to see, violent tornadoes destroy cities and everything like that. But unfortunately, again, it's kind of already started here. So, again, still continuing to get reports out of Missouri from not only our Nevada tornado that we had earlier this morning, but also videos and damage videos of our tornado in eastern Missouri just 30 minutes ago or so. So, new reflectivity scan there. Again, the supercell's really got to get its act together if it wants to do something, but I think it definitely has a good environment to do that in. I'd also like to note this supercell is developing real quick here, south of Alport, Arkansas. That's a tongue twister. So I would not be surprised to see that get a tornado warning shortly. We've also got a couple of supercells that are a little more impressive near the Little Rock area. Okay. So, yeah, that is anticyclonic rotation there. Wow. Alright. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued as well. That's going out for portions of northern Mississippi. That's for Holly Springs and portions of I-22 in between Potts Camp and Byhalia. Another little bean-shaped supercell that are heading your way. So if you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. Again, would not be surprised to see any one of these little beans develop some rotation. Our northern one's about to undergo a cell merger, so we'll see if that intensifies it as it approaches areas like LaGrange, Tennessee. So, what's up, Jim? Stormwater Media's live. Yeah, we have their feed pulled up just above my head there. Again, they are currently in Missouri, I believe. Yeah, they are in Steele, Missouri. And we've also got PA storm trackers all the way down in Tennessee on some of our western Tennessee supercells. And we've also got several other chasers out there today. I know Freddie is somewhere in Arkansas, I think. So, I mean, we've got folks all over the place. We really do. Let's go ahead and call up Vincent here. Again, he just started up a stream, so we'll see if he's down to kind of communicate with us here. Again, he just started, so he may still be doing his intro and his forecasting business, but all right. So, tornado warning continues up here in McLean County in Illinois. Again, this supercell is continuing to become discrete here. So, Gibson City, that area, Fisher, Melvin in particular, I'd be on the lookout for you guys over the next 30 minutes or so. But, again, very intense situation getting ready to get going here. Okay, I was incorrect. Freddy's actually in western Tennessee. All right. 30 minutes or so. So, no new tornado warnings at this point. How is Frankfort, Kentucky looking? When will it get hit and what with? So Frankfort, Kentucky, that is going to be one of our areas that we think we're going to have quite a big wind threat in. Why could I not find Frankfort? I know it's... There we go. So again, I think we're going to end up seeing some significant damaging winds, potentially of 70 to 80 miles an hour there. But that's going to be a late nighttime thing. So you need to make sure that you're going to have multiple ways to receive alerts that are going to wake you up. Because, again, some significant damaging winds definitely can't be ruled out there 1, 2 a.m. So again, like a NOAA weather radio, the alert on your phone, stuff like that. Make sure that those are activated. And again, if things do get too intense, we may be live at that point, but I doubt it. But thank you for joining the stream. New severe thunderstorm warning there for northern portions of Champaign County and southeastern McLean County. For golf ball-sized hail, damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour. It also has the tornado possible tag on it, so... If you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors and away from windows. And there we go. We do have a new tornado warning just issued for sections of Mississippi there. So again, those Mississippi supercells that we were mentioning earlier now do have a tornado warning associated with them. This is going to be going out for Holly Springs, as well as Lamar. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. Again, lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows, and in an interior room. Yeah, we did have a very brief tornado in Iowa earlier today as well. We also had a significant tornado hit the Salina, Kansas area last night after we ended stream. Things got quite intense. There was also a false PDS tornado warning, which sparked a lot of controversy. But anyway. So, again, our supercell approaching Fisher and Gibson City is continuing to become more and more discreet. So we're going to continue to watch that there. Again, storm under media right now in Missouri. They're right up along the Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee tri-state region there. Along with Connor Croft and Vince Welty near Caruthersville. An area that got hit by a very significant EF4 tornado a couple of years ago back in December 2021. And we now have a confirmed tornado in Tennessee. So this is now an observed tornado near Jackson, Tennessee. If you're in this area, again, seek shelter immediately. As we said, these Tennessee supercells are the ones to watch here, guys. So this is a, I would guess, spotter-confirmed tornado, public-confirmed tornado. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. Again, this is going to be going right into downtown Jackson, Tennessee, unfortunately. So we're bracing up for a very significant situation. So give me just a second here. We're going to update the stream title quickly. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning just southeast of that tornado warning for another little bean supercell over Burnsville, Mississippi, and Savannah, Tennessee. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. Some quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds will be possible. No major tornado threat there for Frankfort, Kentucky. Maybe a brief QLCS tornado, but... we also got a report of baseball-sized hail from 11 minutes ago. That does not seem right. Well, supposedly a baseball-sized hail report from northeastern Mississippi. So, there you go, I guess. So again, now a confirmed tornado near Jackson, Tennessee, if you're just now tuning in. Nope. No tornado threat really for Frankfort, Kentucky. Again, maybe a brief spin-up tornado, but nothing too major. Alright, so we're watching this storm move in on a Radar Omega live camera here. We got some Scuddy action going on, if nothing else. I'm wondering what this is. We're going to wait for this to pop out from behind the tree line. We just got a new tornado warning and that is going out for northern Champaign County, for Rantoul. As we said, as this supercell becomes more and more discreet, it's going to get nasty. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. So anyway, let's go over to our Jackson, Tennessee camera here. Again, it doesn't have the tornado, but we do have a very noticeable wall cloud, obviously. Not a huge tornado threat for Ohio. Again, mainly to be talking about significant damaging winds, but tornado force winds are just as serious, guys. So, we also have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning back in Illinois that includes Springfield, Decatur, and Taylorville for some quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. And it also has the tornado possible tag, so if you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. We got Jesse on the phone now. Jesse, I don't know if you saw, but we do have a confirmed tornado near Jackson, Tennessee now.
Oh, was that actually CC?
I don't think so, but it's public confirmed.
Storm, okay. Yeah, okay, so we have a confirmed tornado heading up towards Jackson. Take shelter now.
We just got a beautiful cloud-to-ground lightning strike.
What's up?
We just had a beautiful cloud-to-ground lightning strike, by the way, on our cam southeast of Jackson.
By the way, we have Freddie and PA storm trackers on the same storm, so the Covington storm we're going to have very good coverage on.
But again, very impressive wall cloud there on our Madison County, Tennessee camera there from Madison County 911. They're now shifting the camera. W camera operator once again.
Wow, they're locked in.
They're trying to see if we can get eyes on this this tornado here. Again, supposedly this was a public confirmed tornado, so we'll see.
Yep. We're dangerously close to our Denmark camera, but that is offline.
The fact that they're turning it around so much makes me think there's something over here.
Yeah. It's gonna go head right through or near Jackson, so you guys are in your safe spots.
And it'll actually go very close to our camera here, so.
Yeah. Dude, literally every single blip that's come up, they've had that hook shape to it, which is scary.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the kind of environment that we're dealing with here. We also have we had a supercell that was tornado warned in Arkansas with anticyclonic rotation. It has since lost that tornado warning. So you're good in this area, in the Clarendon area, but something to watch out for. So, let me see. What's up, Mr. Twister? If you guys could, again, if, Mod or somebody could write me out, or just anybody, I guess, thank you for joining the stream, donations are appreciated but not required kind of message. That would help out a lot, because, again, I would stop and write one myself, but we've got to watch every storm pretty closely here. So, what's up, Hurricane Theta? So, again, if you're just not tuning in, a confirmed tornado approaching downtown Jackson, Tennessee. Alright, sounds good. What's up, Mr. Twister? Again, we're watching here to see if we're going to get a view of this tornado on this live camera. The operator's shifting it around a bunch. Again, rotating wall cloud. Again, supposedly this is a public confirmed tornado, so this should be on the ground. It looks very low there. It's not on the ground or anything, but I'm wondering if this isn't the area of rotation that the observed tornado's on. We also have some sort of funnel shape developing in this area. Alright, thank you, Mr. Twister. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's just some scuddy action. But this is very interesting. This is a huge wall cloud. Again, very low. Again, very glad that the camera operator... Again, this is the exact same situation that we had with Columbia, Mississippi. Again, dude, if that stupid tree line wasn't there, we would know exactly what is going on. Again, it doesn't look like there's a tornado on the ground with this, but it was supposedly confirmed. But again, either way, huge wall cloud. Near, I'm blinking, Jackson, Tennessee. Sorry. I'm going to grab a charger really quickly. I will be back in like 30 seconds. And just like that, we're back. So again, we're waiting to see if we can spot something here on our camera near Jackson. Again, this is Madison County 911 providing this camera here. Again, a very low-hanging wall cloud, if nothing else. We also do have a camera in downtown Jackson, which will be useful later. We just got a new tornado warning there for sections of Missouri, and then also a new tornado warning for parts of Illinois at the exact same time. So we're going to go over the Illinois one first, just because this is a better radar coverage area, and this is heading very close to the city of Decatur. Some tightening rotation near Niantic. If you're in Decatur, you need to seek shelter immediately. I know we've got a lot of viewers from this area, so you can get underground if you can. If you can't, get on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. And then our Missouri tornado warning is just an extension for our rotation approaching Winona. So you can seek shelter if you're in this area. Get horrible radar coverage on that, though. So there's a look at that wall cloud there from downtown Jackson. Again, look at all that Scuddy action. Some beautiful cloud-to-ground lightning shots with this. Also, a lot of heavy rain there. You can see those rain curtains very clearly. Again, if you're in this area, seek shelter. Again, this is a nasty tornado-warned storm. Again, supposedly there's a confirmed tornado with this. It is now down to radar indicated. So it looks like maybe that was either a very brief tornado or that was a false report. Again, it was public confirmed, so that doesn't necessarily guarantee anything most of the time. Because a lot of times, you know, you see a funnel cloud or just even some low-hanging scud, sometimes somebody will report that as a confirmed tornado. That's why you always wait to see if you can see that ground circulation. Again, we recommend that you seek shelter. There are better people out here to be doing this than just, you know, the general public. And they are out here. Do not worry. So, this supercell is kind of crashing with a merger here. So, if there was a tornado, this may have been what stopped the production of it. But, again, I'm almost most concerned about some of our Illinois rotations. Again, one getting quite tight there near Decatur. Again, an embedded QLCS tornado definitely can't be ruled out there. So, if you're in that area, get ready. But, again, keeping an eye here on our Jackson storm, certainly. Praying for everyone. I'm under a tornado watch until midnight. Pray for me in Northeast Texas. Yeah, I mean, Northeastern Texas should end up being fine, hopefully. Again, maybe some isolated supercellular activity leads to some wind and hail. That should be about it. So you should be fine in Northeast Texas, but we're definitely praying for everybody out there today, no matter where you are. Because this is a very widespread, nasty tornado threat. New severe thunderstorm warning for Ripley and Walnut, as well as Believer, Tennessee. Another bean-shaped supercell there in northern Mississippi. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. If you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors immediately. Alrighty. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, northeastern Texas, the only reason we have the enhanced risk going this far west is for some wind and hail. Not too great of a tornado threat in northeastern Texas. The 10% hatch does include a very small section of far northeast Texas around the Texarkana region, but a brief tornado can't be ruled out, we'll put it that way. All right. So again, downtown Jackson, Tennessee there. Crazy looking wall cloud coming in. Got those scud fingers. That is a reference that only OGs will get. Again, no confirmed tornado with this storm at this point, but what's up, Derek? How's it going? Thank you for tuning in. I'm quite concerned about our storm here in northwestern Mississippi, the one approaching Holly Springs. Hook Echo continuing to get more noticeable there, to say the least. So, again, if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. Tornado warning remains in effect until 4:45 p.m. New severe thunderstorm warning there just issued. That is going out for portions of Louisiana. This is for Shreveport. If you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. Some quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and the tornado possible tag. This little supercell here does have a pretty nasty-looking shape to it. So again, if you're in Shreveport, make sure you're moving indoors. Likely going to go just east of Shreveport, though. So. Alrighty. Again, look at that wall cloud, dude. That is very impressive. Welcome back, William. Again, crazy looking wall cloud. This camera operator's taking a huge W too, because they're actually moving it. So again, Storm Media is going to be getting on some of these Western Tennessee supercells very shortly here. They've crossed state lines. They're now in Tennessee, officially. So again, still watching central Illinois here for some damaging winds and perhaps a brief tornado threat. And Missouri is mainly going to be a wind threat. But again, if these supercells can become discrete, we may have to worry about another tornado threat. Again, if you're not aware, we just did have a very significant tornado go near the Potosi area. There's video of it. It was a very large cone tornado. I get that. But very nasty view starting to come in from our downtown Jackson camera. Again, if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter. Again, I really don't like the look of this northern Mississippi storm here, guys. It looks very similar to what our Missouri storm did just before it produced the tornado. I'm in the enhanced risk and a 10% hatch tornado risk for EF2 to EF3 tornadoes in my area tonight. And when will my tornado watch be issued? You have to let me know where you're at there, Evan, because, again, our 10% hatch tornado risk goes all the way from Texas back through Ohio. So, it is also worth noting that we do currently have an ongoing significant winter storm for portions of the upper Midwest. Yes, a winter storm in April. And even a couple of blizzard warnings that are issued for the far northeastern counties of Minnesota, right up along the lake there. Mainly just talking about a big snow threat with this. There's not really a wintry mix problem or anything like that, or sleet or anything of that sort. But again, significant damaging winds that could blow some of that snow, create some briefly blizzardish conditions. It's like a gust close to 60 miles an hour, so get ready if you're in that area. Again, Jackson, Tennessee, live camera here. Starting to get in on some of that heavy rainfall. But, again, that supercell's really lost its organization. Again, I'm quite nervous for this Mississippi storm, though. This is one of those nasty, classic-looking, discrete supercells. Again, if the inflow could get more impressive, we would certainly be dealing with something significant there. So, new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for portions of I-70 east of St. Louis for damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. It also has the tornado possible tag on it, so if you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning all the way back down in Tennessee for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts for another little bean supercell there in northwest Mississippi. So if you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors. That's for the east side of Memphis. Um, so again, this is a live look at storm intermedia. They are currently in western Tennessee, about to intercept some of these nasty supercells that we're seeing rise up here from northern Mississippi. Take advantage of all that nice moisture content out here. Alrighty. So if you're just not tuning in, we have been live for an hour and a half now. If you haven't already, make sure to like the stream. Again, we haven't been saying that a whole lot today because we got more important things to focus on, but North Carolina's fine. You may end up dealing with some thunderstorms in North Carolina, though, on, I believe this would be, what day would this be? Sunday, I think we decided. So, maybe Sunday, but even then, looks to be confined down to your south for the most part. Still a little iffy on Sunday, though. Anyway, again, very concerned here for our northern Mississippi storm. Enhanced risk in North Carolina, EF2 plus probable for hatch risk. What? Not in North Carolina. Oh, wow. So, very lowering near Batesville, Mississippi. Oh my goodness. That is darn well near producing a tornado. Where's Batesville even at? Okay, so that's with our supercell that we've been talking about here. And again, now it's gotten an even more impressive look to it, so there's a good chance that this ends up producing a tornado within the next, 10, 15 minutes. So if you're in this area, again, you need to make sure you're seeking shelter in Holly Springs, because this is coming up right up your way. Again, Holly Springs is not a huge town, but it does hold a couple thousand people likely. So we don't really need any more mods right now. And besides, all there is really to modding work is just, keeping chat under control, and lately it's been pretty chill. But I appreciate the offer. Oh, Levi.
Hi. Holy crap, I'm about to crash out.
Yeah, Levi has been...
The target that I would be in right now is under that observed, or at least it was observed. And Freddie McKinney and Jordan Hall are both in that exact town.
I will say, though, that was a public confirmed tornado, and 2 minutes after supposedly it was public confirmed, all there was a rotating wall cloud, so...
Better than the cap that I'm dealing with here.
That's definitely true.
And the lack of chaser convergence, because right now Grayson just saw Freddie McKinney drive by.
That is so sad. Did they tell you you couldn't chase because it's too intense?
I don't even know what they were on.
That's crazy.
You're like, yeah, sure. I finished all my schoolwork for the week, and they're like, no. You have to. They said I had to be on I-40 heading home as soon as it started to get dark, and by the time we were gonna actually get on the storms, and the storms are gonna start getting intense, I-40 is well out of the way of where the storms would be.
Yeah. What's the outlook for Western Pennsylvania? So Western Pennsylvania actually could end up dealing with some gusty winds. Again, no sort of tornado threat or anything like that, but some wind, some hail. Again, that would be tomorrow morning, around 4, 5, 6 a.m. But outside of that, nothing too crazy. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour will be a potential. But thank you for tuning in, Nate. But again, our state with the most tornado warnings right now is actually Illinois. Now, a lot of these are very weak rotations embedded in our line of storms, but I will say pretty impressive microbursts becoming apparent likely near Argenta. in Monticello. So if you're in this area, again, make sure you're seeking shelter. You are under a tornado warning, and even if this doesn't end up producing a tornado, we are measuring winds basically at the surface at about 65 to 70 miles an hour. So, again, these Missouri storms, for anybody that's wondering why we're not talking about Missouri, for one, they're not super intense in terms of a tornado threat, and also horrible radar coverage. But there are a couple more rotations that I wouldn't be shocked if they got warned here in northern Arkansas over the next little while. So we'll see. And then again, down to the cell that is grabbing everybody's attention. Again, very low lowering and potentially a brief tornado with it earlier. Is the Holly Springs, Mississippi supercell. Watching out for that one. Again, if you're in Holly Springs, make sure that you're seeking shelter if you haven't already. Jackson, Tennessee, again, this supercell has lost a lot of steam because it's merged and then also merged again after that. But I will say still a big-time wind and hail threat here in Jackson and areas to the north. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued. That is going out for... It's like a guessing game every time we have to zoom so far out. That is going out for Georgia, because why the heck not? So, new severe thunderstorm warning for Georgia, for some reason. We have a... This is so weird. We have a due north moving supercell. I think what happened here is these are two different National Weather Service offices, and they were just going to issue... Okay, yeah. They wanted to issue one big polygon, but they couldn't. Well, I mean, they didn't want to, but if they could have, they would have issued one big polygon there. But again, this is right in between NWS, Atlanta, and then Valdosta. So, again, just for the edge of this severe thunderstorm that we have approaching Ambrose, which actually does have a pretty impressive hail core with it. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning and another new severe thunderstorm warning, though. One of them is going out for portions of Missouri, just east of Fredericktown. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, tornado possible tag. Again, not a great look at those on radar, but that's approaching Perryville. And then the other new severe thunderstorm warning that we just ended up getting is... non-existent. So that's fun. I just turned back in after some work. Is that a new PayPal for you? Yeah, we do have a PayPal set up now. I mean, it's the same one, but I just have it listed as the email now because I think technically that's what you need. So, all of our tornado warnings in Illinois have been allowed to expire, except for our one for Argenta, Oriana here. Again, as we mentioned, pretty intense microburst. Would not be shocked to see some down trees and power lines in this area after this moves through. So make sure that you're seeking shelter. They actually just condensed that down, so... We still do have some broad rotation east of St. Louis, very broad, but picking it up from multiple radars, so it is there. A 60-mile-an-hour wind gust was reported by the public near Belleville. So again, areas along I-64 and I-70 here, you need to be making sure that you're ready for this. Again, this is going to be approaching the I-70 corridor very shortly here near Greenville. So again, right now, we have 4 tornado warnings, 18 severe thunderstorm warnings. Gonna watch southern Arkansas here pretty closely. Again, some of these supercells are starting to develop, specifically the one south of Pine Bluff. Would not be shocked if that were to get a tornado warning very shortly. That's starting to develop a pretty impressive hook echo. Wish I was in Indy to experience these storms. St. Louis sucks. Yeah, if you're in the St. Louis area, you are pretty much done at this point. new severe thunderstorm warning there for northeastern Mississippi. That is for Belmont and Marietta for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, as well as Luca. So if you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors. And we do have a report. There's Vincent. We have a report of a 70-mile-an-hour wind gust now from our line in Illinois.
What's up, boys? Just want to pop in and see how you guys are doing.
Yeah, we are mainly watching our supercell in Mississippi right now. The one that video was sent in there from earlier that you sent to the group chat, and the one west of it as well. Both have that classic supercellular structure to it, and they're entering a very tornadically primed environment, so we're going to have to watch these pretty closely.
Did you say our PDS was a giant wedge?
Wait, what? It wasn't a giant... did I miss something?
It was a big wedge.
I must not be seeing the same video as you guys.
I mean, I wasn't like... It was big.
Because I see the video of it when it was a kind of a smaller wedge.
Smaller wedge is stovepipe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have a different video. It's gonna be much more looking impressive.
But...
Dude,
So we do have a couple new severe thunderstorm warnings there. One of those is going out for portions of Arkansas for Hot Springs for damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour, and the other one is going out for a cluster of storms in east central Illinois for damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour, quarter-sized hail, and it does have the tornado possible tag on it there in case any embedded areas of rotation do develop in our line. So if you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors and away from windows. But again, pretty impressive little microburst there riding I-72 near Cisco. Again, gusts being measured at about 65 miles an hour basically at the surface here, so.
Go.
Do what?
I'm probably gonna go.
Okay.
Here soon to properly crash out.
Okay.
I swear, if my chase partner sees a tornado, this crash out will have to be studied. Oh my gosh.
To be fair, you have gotten to chase twice in the last 2 weeks. That's more than I've gotten to do.
Yes, but like it's a high risk that's so close to home. This is the closest it's been to me. It's probably the closest high risk to me. Ooh.
Oh, we have something developing on our Jackson camera just to make Levi even more mad.
Jack.
We have a funnel cloud on our Jackson, Tennessee camera.
Oh.
So again, if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. At the very least, that's some low-hanging, yeah, that's a funnel cloud developing. Okay.
Bro, I was supposed to be in Milan, and then dropping south from Milan. Probably near Medina right now.
So, again, if you're in this area, seek shelter. Our rotation has gotten its act back together. Again, the supercell is a very impressive structure. Again, this is actually a new area of rotation.
Yeah, that's my cue to go crash out now.
Okay.
I might hop on later.
Sounds good. Holy crap. Wow. Again, we've got a very impressive cloud structure, if nothing else. Okay. So again, if you're in this area, seek shelter. Nasty motion here in the clouds. Again, that rotation's going to be crossing I-40 within the next 10 minutes or so. Alright. Again, very heavy rain here as well. It doesn't pick up on the camera too well, but you can see it accumulating on the roofs of the buildings there. Again, rotation tightening back up. north side of Jackson, Tennessee. We can definitely see something here. Okay, camera operator's no longer operating. But we do have a new tornado warning there. It's an extension. Radar indicated Camden, Holiday, and Clarksburg. Seek shelter immediately. Again, this storm supposedly has a history of producing a tornado, and it looks like it's about to do so again. So if you're in this area, get on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows, and in an interior room. Rotation right over the north side of Jackson right now. And again, if this stays on the general track that it has been, this is going to go very near Clarksburg. Again, rotation right over Highway 70 at the moment. Alright. So, going back up to Illinois here. We no longer have any tornado warnings associated with our line. But again, big-time damaging wind gusts still a potential. They're approaching the north side of Monticello. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are staying indoors and away from windows. Damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour being a possibility with that there. But at this point, we only have 4 tornado warnings, which is like the least amount that we've had since the very beginning of the stream. So, alrighty. So, new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued. That's going out for southeastern Missouri. That is for Ellington. Make sure you're moving indoors if you are in this area. Damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour will be a possibility. We do have a reported damage now from Bloomington of downed trees in downs. We also have a quarter-sized hail report now from Bellflower. So again, not just a wind threat with these storms here. Certainly not. New severe thunderstorm warning there for north central portions of Arkansas near Batesville. Make sure you're moving indoors. Quarter-sized, or not hail, but 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Gotten so used to saying quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts now. And again, we do have a few chasers about to intercept this Jackson, Tennessee storm here, including Storm Chaser Brad Arnold. I got to meet him at National Storm Chaser Summit. He is awesome. He has the exact same personality as he does in the camera, I'm telling you. Dude, look at all that scud. The fact that the camera operator's moving this to the right makes me think that there's someone over here. Maybe not. Okay. So again, a brief funnel cloud there at least over Jackson. Something on Madison County camera. Is that the southeast of Jackson one? I don't think so. There's a lowering there, but that's kind of just the general shape of the storm. And that's not even really a lowering, that's just the angle that we're looking at from. New severe thunderstorm warning there for downtown Little Rock for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. As we mentioned, these Little Rock supercells are exploding in intensity, so if you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. But I'm going to keep an eye on our Jackson, Tennessee supercell here. I missed a brief funnel. It's possible. Just based off what I saw, I didn't really think anything of it. So again, storm under media right now in Dyersburg. They're going to be pushing southeast here. They're currently at a gas station, though. They're at a W Love's truck stop in the chat. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning as well for southeastern Iroquois County. For some half-dollar sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So if you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors and away from windows. And we do have a new mesoscale discussion for our tornado watch. But before we dive into that, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Alabama storm, now down to quarter-size tail and 60-mile-an-hour winds from $0.50. And another new severe thunderstorm warning in southeastern Missouri. For quarter-size tail and 60-mile-an-hour winds there. That is going out for, let's see, the Elton area. Okay. What do we have to check up on the mesoscale? That's what it was. Alright. Let's just go through the SPC website. I think that'll be a lot easier. Oh, nope. It has not popped up yet. This isn't the same mesoscale mentioning the watch, is it? I don't think it is. Come on, dude. This is a new one. This says, a corridor of greater tornado risk becoming evident in northern Mississippi and western Tennessee. Several discrete supercells have developed an environment supportive of strong to intense tornadoes. KPAH and KNQA VAD show ample low-level hodograph curvature, 250 to 325 meters squared per second squared in the first kilometer of the atmosphere, while the lower-level jet strength forecasts continue to continue to increase over the next 1 to 2 hours. Can't speak. New severe thunderstorm warning there for portions of southern Illinois. That is for Chester. If you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. Damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour are going to be a possibility with that there. Over the next 1 to 2. How's it going, Meteorology Unleashed? What's up, random Texan guy? Yeah, high risk, and I've been saying this, and I got flamed for it on X. High risk, I really don't think was deserved for this event. But it is there. No, we don't have any ongoing tornadoes right now, WADA. We are down to 1 tornado warning. All the others were allowed to expire or entirely canceled. What's up, Tornado Fi? So again, watching this Jackson, Tennessee storm now. This is about the last thing we have to look at for the time being. Again, obviously, we are nowhere near done with this event. I saw your Discord message. I will get back to you at some point, but I am just so busy right now. Again, we've been live for multiple hours every day for like the past week. But I will get back to you at some point, yes, and we can chat. We do have a couple of flash flood warnings now in effect. I guess just one flash flood warning in effect there for sections of central Illinois for Clinton, Empire, as well as Fisher. So if you're in this area, turn around when encountering flooded roadways. We do have reports of flash flooding back in the Springfield area as well. According to broadcast media, there's flash flooding on Cook Street between Eastdale and Dirksen. So, again, just the 1 tornado warning left here in effect for Huntington and Clarksburg, Tennessee. But this supercell will be crossing I-40. The rotation associated with it will within the next 5 minutes or so. Receiving more reports of damaging winds from East St. Louis. 64-mile-an-hour gust was recorded near Cahokia. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it or not, Orcs, but I was getting like some serious backlash for that comment. But anyway, new severe thunderstorm warning there for central Iroquois County for some 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts, $0.50 size tail, and it does have the tornado possible tag on it there. That does include Watseka, so if you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors and away from windows. Broad rotation there, approaching Watseka. Also got some broad rotation northeast of Paxton, so I wouldn't be shocked to see them throw the tornado possible tag on this one. Maybe even issuing tornado warning entirely, so if you're in Cissna Park or Milford, get ready to seek shelter if necessary. This is not a bust. It's certainly not a bust because we are not even at the peak timing for a tornado threat yet. That's going to come around 7 p.m. tonight. So, again, and if nothing else, we did have a very significant tornado at the beginning of this stream near Potosi. And then again, we had that huge tornado near Nevada, Missouri this morning. Keep wanting to say Iowa because last year Nevada, Iowa got hit on May 21st, same day as the Greenfield wedge. But again, a brief break in the stream is going to have to come in place that I can go get storm footage myself. And that may be coming soon if nothing else too crazy happens. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for the north side of Little Rock for some damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour. If you're in Little Rock, make sure that you're moving indoors and away from windows. Again, this southeastern Arkansas supercell, really impressive here from a reflectivity standpoint. Would not be shocked to see them throw out a tornado warning for this here pretty soon. So, southeast of Pine Bluff, be ready. And a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for sections of I-20 in between Shreveport and Gibbsland for damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour, quarter-sized hail, and it does have the tornado possible tag on it there. Again, this supercell is starting to develop a little bit of a hook echo there, so we'll see what happens. And that's going to be crossing Highway 71 just now. Again, we are now up to 24 severe thunderstorm warnings. You think the high risk was necessary? It's just, storm mode was such a huge question mark for this whenever they issued the high risk that I just don't know if they can really justify issuing that. But, I mean, they did it, so it doesn't really matter. Again, they know more than I do. Only one warned tornado at the moment. Only one storm with a tornado warning, yes. Change title? Yeah, I got you. Alrighty, let's fix that. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah. So again, really just waiting for something else to happen here. Storm Media still in Dyersburg, Tennessee. PA storm trackers that are currently in Gates. It's tough being a one-man show at the moment, Davis. Yep. Yeah, you're good, Meteorology Unleashed. If you need to do it for a few minutes, that's fine. So, again, HRRR, it showed us these supercells, but it also did note that they weren't necessarily taking that classic supercellular shape, and they were also not entirely discrete because there were too many of them. That is literally exactly what's happening. HRRR had a hugely amazing grasp on the forecast for this event. It's crazy because, again, this is legitimately, again, we're not done. We're not even close to done, but this is the lowest performing high risk that we have almost ever seen. At least in recent history. Obviously, whenever this was, 30 years ago, we didn't have as good forecasting tools, so you get a high risk with no tornadoes, but not anymore. And again, I'm not saying that this is a total bust yet, because again, we did see a couple of significant tornadoes in Missouri today, and we've still got some more time, but Sounds good, William. But, again, just chilling here right now, honestly. When will this peak? In about an hour. But yeah, I mean, this is one of the bigger high-risk busts that we've ever seen. So far. Again, you never want to entirely call a bust event until it's all over. Last night was a perfect example, but... new severe thunderstorm warning for Poplar Bluff for some quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Tornado possible tag as well. So if you're in Poplar Bluff, make sure you're moving indoors. What's tomorrow's risk? Tomorrow's risk is enhanced. Wouldn't be shocked if it goes moderate. Not super likely, though. But enhanced risk driven by a 10% hatch tornado threat from Tennessee back into Texas. So we will be live for this. Sam with the $2 dono. W Sam down below in the chat. Watch that Star City, Arkansas cell. Looks good. All right, let's check it out. Thank you, Sam, for the $2 dono. Everybody spam up those W Sams in the chat for the $2 donation. All right. Whoa, it now has the destructive tag. Okay. I did not notice that. Thank you, Sam. For baseball-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. If you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. On the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows, and in an interior room. Again, you got to get away from windows at the very least. Again, this is actually the supercell we were talking about earlier. So, in southern Arkansas. Anyway, again, tornado warning remains in effect here northeast of Jackson, Tennessee. Some pretty tight rotation there along I-40. Be completely honest with you guys. Would not be shocked to see this get another report of a confirmed tornado. Again, we're not going to be able to see a CC drop because we are far away from the radar here, but welcome back, Vincent. I don't know why it's throwing us, I guess because the actual tornado warning is closer to the western Kentucky radar. But yeah, definitely some interesting rotation there near Mount Gilead.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Are there any storms in particular that you think might have a tornado, like an imminent tornado threat?
Not an imminent tornado threat. I'll get back to you. But W Sam for another $2 donation. Spam up those W Sams in the chat. Thank you so much. That could do something very significant in the future. I don't disagree with you. Again, it's going to take quite a bit, though. But thank you so much, Sam, for the $2 donation. But yeah, no storms with a super imminent tornado threat. I will say the Star City, Arkansas storm is warned for baseball-sized hail. So that's something to watch.
Oh, wow.
But
do you think the event is playing out as so far?
I mean, see, it's hard to say yes because this was a high risk put in place by the Storm Prediction Center, but compared to what most people expected, I'd say it's still slightly underperforming, but pretty close. Yeah. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Vandalia and Greenville, Illinois. If you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. Damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. Tornado possible tag. Again, horrible radar coverage in this area as well.
Again, that storm here near Star City, Grady, and Gold, Arkansas, now warned for baseball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. If you look at the vertically integrated liquid, you can see it is maxed out in a pretty good swath here, about 7 miles wide. So again, big-time hail falling with that storm.
Yeah. So.
Wow, look at that hook echo, dude.
On the Arkansas storm or Tennessee?
Star City.
Yeah, it's definitely developing some inflow there. I would not be shocked for them to give this a tornado warning any minute. It doesn't even have the tornado possible tag on the severe warning yet.
kind of surprised.
So if you're in Star City, again, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows, as well as Grady and Geld, Arkansas. But, again, I'm going to take a break here relatively soon for some storm footage myself. And, again, I've also been live for about 2.5 hours. Or not 2.5 hours, but about 2 hours. But, honestly, there's not a guarantee that we're going to come back if nothing else too significant happens. Because, while, again, yes, we are watching for a very significant damaging wind threat overnight, I mean, we're really kind of getting to the end of the time frame where we're going to have that potential for discrete supercells according to the models. So if something is going to happen, it's got to be soon.
Yeah. Alright, I'll check back in later, but I think I'm going to head out.
Alright, sounds good. But yeah, pretty interesting. Again, these supercells are very classic, very discreet, very nasty looking, but anyway. This is a live look from Perry County, never mind, because the actual camera portion's down. But yeah, chat, we did just get a new tornado warning in Illinois. Give me just a sec. We did actually just get a new tornado warning in Illinois there for Watseka. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately. Again, that's the rotation that we mentioned earlier. Might get a tornado warning. Pretty tight there north of Cissna Park. So again, seek shelter if you're in this area. But I think we're going to actually end off the stream here and then come back later if necessary. Queso is in the high risk, yes. He is in northeast Arkansas. New severe warning in central Tennessee. But yeah, we're going to end off the stream here. Come back later when necessary. I want to thank you all for tuning in. But that's about all I got for you guys today. So again, come back later potentially. If not, we will be back tomorrow. 4 hour severe threat in the deep south. And that's about it. So I will see you all in the next one. Peace.